Hello game fans, we have 4 more days of 2020 to go, so fingers crossed nothing goes horribly wrong, but the holiday period means a very small number of releases, and I'm not sure how many of these will actually make it to launch for this edition of Indie Gaming this week. We begin with the classic turn-based roguelike Dungeon Limbus, a tile-based entry where you delve into dungeons, rescuing villagers, fighting monsters and more. It appears to be translated from Japanese, and I have no idea how good this localization is, but there's crafting, party members to recruit, and meta progression elements, so it should be for fans of the genre. Of course, the pixel art is a highlight, spotting some pretty cool enemy designs which did impress me with the look. Kokoro Clover Part 1 released in July this year and was well received, with Part 2 continuing the story of the self-styled Sunday morning anime crossed with casual difficulty side-scrolling action platformer. Yet again, the pixel art is a highlight, but it does look to have some good action and combat as well. With how global Steam is these days, this may bring you back to memories of getting parallel imports for games, but it does look pretty neat. I was actually pretty surprised to see Nintendo allowing a title named Hell Sports to be released on Switch, but don't mind the Japanese language trailer. This appears to be some sort of multiplayer sports action title in a 2v2 format, trying to score goals while defending your sinners. Looks weird but kind of well made, so it might be of interest. Another pixel art title of interest is What We Pretend to Be, a small game about farming, community, and loss. It has you growing wheat for the war effort, set in a small town where every person matters, so it looks to be emotional and sad and could be neat. I do love my management-based building sims, so the low-poly Colonials Programme looks up my alley. You need to manage the needs of a colony in space, constructing buildings, gathering resources, and launching rockets to sustain them, and does look like a pleasant, smaller title. Diving City is a neat-looking action-adventure RPG where you're trapped in an underground mega city and have to fight your way out. On top of good-looking action, the standard RPG stats and equipment, as well as non-linear exploration, this has a tower defense element as well, where you build traps to defeat more powerful enemies and seems pretty neat. Heroes of the Three Kingdoms is a turn-based tactics game based on the classic Romance of the Three Kingdoms Chinese novel, or 三国演义, where Western audiences might know these characters better from the Dynasty Warriors games. I don't think that this will be the last game to do so, but happy to see more representation myself. And the first game to officially be releasing in 2021 is an 8-bit open-world RPG, Hero Spirit. It's not a roguelike title, despite looking like one, but rather is a full-fledged RPG about foiling a witch's plan to destroy the world. Yes, it's not exactly the most flashy, but the trailer is well cut together, with a look that's so nostalgic, so I'm kind of curious about this. The action platforming shopkeeper sim Magic Potion Millionaire makes it to launch and seems to be the follow-up to Magic Potion Explorer, and as in my video on the Steam sale, you know that I'm a fan of shopkeeping sims, so of course I'm down for this. It has you entering dungeons, hunting enemies, gathering ingredients and brewing potions, with some impressive pixel art which I'm a fan of. Very curious about the zany 1-bit platformer Garlic, since it looks very challenging and is filled with all sorts of hazards and traps. If Super Meat Boy Forever didn't quite scratch that platforming itch, this game may be of interest as you try to ascend a tower to meet the cyber goddess at the top. It has a sense of humour about it, as seen in the vigorous cutscenes in this trailer, but putting that aside, does look to be one of the more challenging platforming experiences which I do love myself, taking the number 1 spot. To see more of the big picture, check out these awesome videos and I will see you after the jump.